Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in. Now listen, we're going to be talking about Donald Trump and precious metals, more specifically silver in this video, but I don't want this video to be political at all. I don't care if you're left, right, front, center, up, down. I don't care. We're going to be talking about Donald Trump. We're going to be talking about precious metals, how this could affect the price of silver, all of that and above. But I do not want this to be a political debate at all. I do not care. This is an investing channel. This channel is about precious metals and what could affect the price of silver, so on and so forth. So anyways, it's pretty obvious that Donald Trump loves gold. I mean, he owns land at Apex. He's been seen signing gold bars. He's been seen with a lot of gold. He's also made tweets and mentions about silver as well. So let's just look at a couple things, right? There's several pictures like this. You know, there's even one with him at a rally where someone gives him a gold bar, and you can see he has a Sharpie in his hand that he signs. He said he made this tweet: the gold is the standard, but silver linings are pretty great too. He even made a tweet saying silver is the most undervalued asset on the planet. It's been money for all of human history, and yet here it sits at $16.50 an ounce. Sad, right? So we're going to go into a lot of this. We're going to look into things that he said. He has mentioned the gold standard before, but I do not think that it's possible to go back to the gold standard. I'm also going to look up how much gold and silver he owns, right? Because that's going to be an interesting factor in all of this as well. So before we look into how much gold Donald Trump owns, we're going to look at an interesting article, to say the least, about how Donald Trump owns land at Apex and gets paid in gold instead of dollars. So let's look at this. So usually Trump gets a certified check for a security deposit when leasing space in one of his office towers. But we'll have a First on Fox exclusive interview with Trump today as he accepts gold bullion worth about $200,000. And that is from Michael Haynes, the chief executive of precious metals dealer Apex. The gold payment was Apex's idea. And this is because of Trump's concerns about the value of the U.S. dollar. The gold is the security deposit for a 10-year commercial lease of the 50th floor at the 40 Wall Street building. It's also known as the Trump building. He bought and restored in 1995. The bars are 4/9 fine pure gold and weigh 32 troy ounces each. Apex's lease mass out to about $50 a square foot. And Trump is a smart guy, and he'll realize taking gold is a better idea than taking cash. That's just interesting. Trump said in a statement, "It's a sad day when a large property owner starts accepting gold instead of the dollar. The economy's bad, and Obama's not protecting the dollar at all. If I do this, other people are going to start doing it, and maybe we'll see some changes." Now, he has definitely jokingly mentioned bringing back the gold standard, which I've shown in some videos, and I definitely see that if he's investing into gold, he would be investing into silver as well. I mean, he's a businessman. He understands precious metals. He owns land at Apex. I mean, it makes the most sense. But when you are heavily invested into precious metals, gold does or is more convenient because you can fit $100,000 worth of gold in a shoebox. Imagine how much storage space $100,000 worth of silver costs. So when you are looking at people investing that much money, gold usually is the smarter play for obvious reasons. Now, how much gold does Donald Trump own? Gold's growing downtrend has not endeared a lot of investors to the precious metals market, but apparently Donald is a fan of the yellow metal. So on July 15th, Donald Trump submitted his financial statement to the Federal Elections Committee, and he's listing his assets and liabilities. And according to the information, he owns between $100,000 to $200,000 in gold. And I definitely think it's much more than that, even just looking at what APMEX pays him as a tenant. Even more impressive, his gold holdings were reported on page 36 of the 92 pages that he made in his disclosure statement. And what is interesting is that his holdings appear to be in physical gold bullion, not shares of gold-backed exchange traded funds, nor futures contracts. Of course, his holdings are minuscule compared to the overall wealth. And that's what that's what I'm saying. I think he owns a lot more than that, to be honest. And we don't know when those numbers were put out. Let's see if they do mention it. Well, this was written in 2015, but I'm sure it's where he has a lot more than that. So let's look at this. Let's go to the next article that talks about it, because I wanted to get as much information on this as well. So yeah, they're saying $100,000, $200,000 in gold bullion. In addition to the physical gold, many are assuming Trump has holdings in other forms of gold securities in his portfolio of nearly $90 million. What is for sure, Trump places great value in security gold, what it represents. So Trump, backed by gold, aside from the strong stand he has taken encouraging a return to the gold standard, it would be very nice to have a solid country filled with money backed by bullion, he says. Trump has literally put his money where his mouth is by both buying gold and accepting it over cash. In an oft-told story, he authorized his Trump organization to accept security deposits worth $176,000 in the form of 3 32-ounce bars of gold. The new tenant wanted to make a point about accepting gold instead of cash for some transactions, and they're talking about APMEX there. And Trump affirmed at the time that he holds physical gold in his personal portfolio. So the analysis of Trump's FEC filing could only show so much detail, as the form only requires broad disclosures, such as owning more than $50 million of certain asset classes. So, I mean, that's definitely interesting to say the least. Now, let's look at some other interesting things. So, gold accent and motorcycle. Trump commissioned a branded cycle from Paul Tudor. It includes 24-karat detailing and other custom parts. He owns 24-karat gold super premium vodka. Trump generates nearly $10 million annually for that. And the premium vodka even boasts a 24-karat T on every $100 bottle. Trump Tower penthouse in Manhattan. Gold shows up in virtually every Trump endeavor and possession, so it'd be interesting to see how his touch plays out in the current aspirations for political office. I mean, it's just interesting stuff. It's really interesting to see all this, and just to think about, why people invest into gold. And even someone that's the president or was the president, who is supposed to be supporting the United States and bringing, and recovering the economy, and someone who is representing the United States with the dollar, even himself is investing into gold. And the only reason the United States is the richest country in the world is because we own the most gold. So it makes the most sense. But I do think there is some silver in there as well. I'm going to make this into a series. So we're going to be looking at a lot of other aspects, a lot of other people. And if you want anyone else to, I guess if you want me to dig into anyone else that invests into precious metals, or see if I can see how much they're holding or anything about that, if they've mentioned it in an interview, let me know. I'm thinking about I have like probably 3 or 4 other people in mind that I want to look into. But if you want to hear anyone else, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was informational, educational, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Like I said, this is not a political video. Please don't bring any of that into the comment section. Please don't dislike the video just because it has Trump's name in it. I just really wanted to look into this stuff more for, I guess, entertaining purposes, but it can be educational, especially looking at the context of this, of, the former president investing. It just explains a lot. It speaks for itself. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.